Hi guys, and welcome to Honey and Me. I'm Susan. I am recovering from a very bad flu bug, so if my voice sounds a little bit weird, that's why. I may have to do a lot of cuts in this video so I can wipe my nose or blow my nose or sneeze or cough, but hopefully it's going to come out good in the end. Let's cut to the chase. This is the Hide-A-Life 6-blade fan that you can sit on top of your wood stove, but it also comes with an attachment to put it on the top of your buddy heater. And that is why I was quite excited about this little fan. We've had it sitting on the wood cook stove in our kitchen for the last 2 weeks, and it has been working just perfectly. It's super quiet. We have another heat generated fan that sits on our wood cook stove in our kitchen, and we've had that one for several years, and it has always made a clicking sound. This little fan operates by using the heat that's coming off of your wood stove or your buddy heater to turn the fan. You don't need to plug it into anything, you just need a heat source. It moves the warm air coming off of the wood stove or your buddy heater around, so it's not just kind of hovering around the heat source, it's actually moving the heat around in the area that you're trying to heat. I keep a buddy heater in Honey all the time. It's kind of where it lives, and that's because the furnace in Honey, like in any RV, doesn't just use propane to heat the RV, it also uses power from your battery or power from your plug-in if you're plugged in somewhere. And for me in Honey, I very seldom am plugged in anywhere except if I'm visiting family, then I plug into their house. But if I'm out camping, I don't have plug-ins, and I have to rely on my 12-volt battery to power everything in here, unless I go out and put up my solar panels and power my solar batteries and things like that, which I do, but that's not going to do me any good in the middle of the night when I wake up and it's really cold. I like to be able to use my furnace. And the furnace in here, even though this is a 33-year-old RV, yeah, she's an old girl, the furnace still works, and it works pretty good, but it is quite noisy. I took Honey on a little outing one winter when I was staying on Vancouver Island with my mom. The weather was not nice. It was blowing like crazy. It was pouring rain. It was in January or February, I can't remember, which are kind of the coldest months on Vancouver Island. Doesn't really get super cold there, but those are the colder months. And I decided to take a little trip to Port Alberni. I was staying at the local Walmart there, and I got there and realized that my 12-volt system was not working. My battery for the coach in here was completely dead. I have no idea why. I've never been able to figure it out. I was able to take the RV home, hook it up to a battery charger, I checked the levels of fluid in it, everything seemed to be fine, and it charged up just fine using a battery charger, and it's never been an issue since. But that trip, I had no 12-volt power whatsoever. I don't even remember at that point. I don't think I even had a solar panel on the roof at that point. I definitely did not have any solar batteries or foldable solar panels. So here I am with Gracie, who was just a tiny kitten at the time, and Freddie and our dog Zoe, who has since passed, in the winter, in the wet, with no way to stay warm in here. Thankfully, I did have my buddy heater, and that is what saved us. We were able to continue camping for a few days, didn't really worry too much about not having electricity in here as long as we were warm. I hung out at the McDonald's and charged my phone and my computer, and it was all good. But it wouldn't have been so good if I had had to spend the nights being cold. So having the buddy heater with me was definitely a good idea. And I have since always had the buddy heater with me. I haven't really had to use it more than once. I think I used it outside once to keep warm when we weren't allowed to have fires and it got kind of chilly at night. Having the buddy heater in here for an emergency backup heat source is, as far as I'm concerned, a necessary. So the Hide-A-Life fan comes with a little magnetic chimney thermometer. It's not for your little buddy heater. It's to put on the chimney on your wood stove. and it can kind of give you an idea of how hot your stove is burning. It also has a little handle that you can use to pull it off of the chimney if you need to do that. I found with the fan itself, it also has a little handle that pops up here. And when I took it off of the stove to let it cool down, to bring it out here to do this video, this part here was not even warm, whereas the base of the fan itself was piping hot. So I was able to pick the fan up without having to use a hot mat or anything like that, using this little handle. So that's good to know. It also just pushes down into the back of the fan. It's a very nice little fan. It also has an overheating feature so that your fan doesn't burn out if your stove gets too hot, because that can happen, and we've had it happen to one of our rather expensive fans that we used on our wood stove up at our cabin. So it's now useless because the motor's burned out. So that is a good feature. This is the apparatus that allows you to attach it to your Buddy heater, your Mr. Buddy heater. And there are instructions here to show you how to do that. It took me a little bit of fiddling because it's hard to see in the pictures exactly what they're doing. I had to take pictures of the pictures and blow them up in order to actually see what they're doing in here. But I did eventually figure it out, and I'll show you how to attach this to your Mr. Buddy heater so that you can attach the fan. So this is the little wire apparatus. It's got two hooks here and a spring, and then a piece that sticks out over here. So let's put it on and we'll see how this goes. So this part here, this two springs, are going to go over top, on top of the bar that is over the heat part of the Mr. Buddy heater. So they go down behind there, and then you hook them onto the third bar. And this is where I had problems because it didn't really explain this very well. Now, kind of center it, you take the part that has this long folded edge here, and you're going to push it down over top of the 1, 2, 3, 4th bar on the Buddy heater. Now these parts here are flat, so the fan can just slide in there. So we'll do that. So the base of the fan is flat with these two flat legs, I guess, sticking out of them. And you just slide that part into the stand. You can push it forward a little bit and wiggle it onto the top of the bar, and that really holds it much more steady. It's quite nice and safe there. And then we're going to start up the Buddy heater and we'll see how the whole thing works. So I'm going to start it up. Here goes the pilot light, and we'll turn it over to low. Maybe I'll turn it up to high. Get this show on the road. And hopefully not run out of propane in my green bottle. I have no idea how full it is. Okay, the fan is already starting to turn. There is absolutely no noise coming from this fan. So if getting a nice quiet night sleep is important to you, the Mr. Buddy heater with this fan are silent. There's no noise. And I can feel the heat coming off of this fan. Way over. Way over. It's really pretty neat. I have seen people who have attached the regular wood stove fans to the Buddy heaters with wire and things like this. But for the price of this fan, with the little stand and everything, you really can't beat this. I'll put the price of this fan at the time of making this video for both the Canadian and the American Amazon. And I think on both sites there's discounts at the moment. So I'll put those on the screen for you. It's really going now. You can hear a little bit of whirring now. One of the reasons that I was quite interested in trying out this fan was because I have plans for it for car camping. I always seem to go car camping in lousy weather. I don't know what it is, but the times that I end up going on my long car camping road trips, the weather always seems to suck. And I go to a place that I want to camp and I want to stay, and then it pours rain and it's cold and miserable, and I end up packing up and trying to find some better weather. So I'm hoping that this Mr. Buddy heater and the fan are going to help me to be able to stay in one place longer while I'm car camping. I also have something else that I'm adding to my car camping arsenal. I bought something this winter that I haven't even had a chance to try out yet, but I will be doing a video showing you that, as well as how I'm going to use this Mr. Buddy heater and the fan to stay warm and dry and cozy when I'm car camping in lousy weather. I hope this video has been helpful to you if this is something you have been looking for or thinking about, or it might answer a problem that you've had with staying warm in your RV or your tent or your car camper. If you already have a Mr. Buddy heater, this can be a very inexpensive way of getting more out of the heat from your Mr. Buddy heater and moving it around in the area that you're trying to heat. We find using these fans on the wood stoves in our house really do circulate the heat more. I will leave a link down below in the description where you can find this little fan on Amazon. If you've got Prime, you even get free delivery. Anyway, I'm going to go inside and take some more cold medicine and blow my nose. I'm going to be editing out as many sniffs and coughs and sneezes as I can. I hope you guys are all doing well. We'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more RVing and car camping tips, tricks, and trips. Bye for now.